And you know, to appreciate the Rebbe more and more, and to appreciate Lubavitch, older Chassidim, you know, who are older and smarter and more experienced. You learn from them. You really learn from them. And the Rebbe said, I remember when the Rebbe said this, the Rebbe said, if the Mashpia, the yeshiva, this Vilnish, doesn't want, break his windows. It's up to Hillel. They said, tell us, get on his case. And they'll want. The Gemara says, the Gemara Baba Kama, where's the Gemara? Yosef Egel, Shabbos, I can't remember. And I memorized once 90 pages of the Pesachim. That's how much I remember. I'm a Lefnish. You don't chazer, vergesst me. When I was in the Sifton, when I was not in the Sifton, when I was in Ocean Park, when they Smedish, memorized 90 pages of the Pesachim. Not us, but us. Chocolate time. And I had a Rebbe, I had a yeshiva, I had a shir, I had a ushpal over the show. I'll never forget, he called me over. First of all, when we went to the ushpal, if you came with dirt on your hat, or your jacket, or your beard, they would look at you. No! Chaim! And I'm looking at him. I wish I wasn't going to tell him what I do. No! Not clean. He was mamish. You know, that dandruff comes down, I'm over. Have a berstelle. Have a brush in his butt. I don't remember the dandruff. The keys. I know some Chalein Gezen. You learned by Mushta. It was a tiny heat, a special heat. So once he calls me over, he says, hi. Even the Gemara. Okay? Open the seal word. Lay dein finger. Point your finger to any page. I go like this. Hi, he says. Lay was steht. Read what it says. And I start reading the Gemara. And he starts reading to me, word for word, I promise you, what it says before, the few lines before, and the few lines after. Because of a Chalein Gezen, the Einai Re'isi, when I was 17 years old. I'm a Chazak. And Mendel told me. Mendel was in my house. He was an uncle of ours, a great uncle. And Mendel told me. Mendel put the fuss. And with Tanya Bal, he said to me, as du bist nicht chazen, the Tanya, wirst du vergessen. And kach have. My Shver, I saw him in 770, sitting down, and Velovik, the great suit, Velovik, told me, Chaim Chazan, Chaim. He's sitting there and he's like mumbling. I see Label all the time doing the same thing. I sit next to Label. I'm over America Hasidus. What do you think he's doing? It's Chazan and Tanya. I know people are going to the kids kept and Chazan. I don't mention names. Chazan. And Mendel told me, best nicht Chazanin. Thank you. Wirst du vergessen. He's right. And I hazarded it for a long time, but you know, as a shlichus and this and that, all the excuses. Chaim Moshe Alperovich, you know what Chaim Moshe was? Chaim Moshe Alperovich had a chance to have a job, to be a manager over people in Eilat, in those there, the Avonveg, wie heißt es dort? Yeah. Geschleppt packages and boxes. So they came to him. How do we know this? Because the chevra that worked with him came to Balatani Shulamei Ashorim, and they said, who's der Meshuggah in Hebrew? The crazy guy. Who's the crazy guy? Alperovich. He's crazy. He's one of our stars. From the Lubavitch, from Temchit Mimim, Chaim Moshe. They say that as Matseva, that is a Beinani, it's Choki Hit, the Machshava Dibra Maisa, and they asked the Rebbe, and the Rebbe said they can't shrine. Say so. Family, Yossi is a good friend of mine. That's what we state, that I say, twice state that Beinani, but we're not getting Machshava Dibra Maisa. So Chaim Moshe, the Kumen, they came to Milad over there from Yamamelech. I said, what do you want? We offer him a job. He should be a manager over other chedra that are schlepping the masaot, the packages, and the chabilot, and the bricks. Was they were building the country. And it said, a Vilnish. He never explained to us. He's an older man. Back-breaking work. We want to give him an easier job. He has a vice, a board, we know. We're not, they're probably from it, We know what type, we know a little bit about it, we don't know. And he doesn't want. So the Chassidim in Malakat Yeshuv, they said, Chaim Moshe, what was that? Today? Like, you're nuts? So, he was nechbel okay with me, but they told someone, they said, when he schleps chabilot, the packages and boxes, tracht the Torah, Mishnah is Balpeh, Tanya Balpeh. If he'll have to be a manager, he won't be able to do that because he'll have to supervise other people. He doesn't want that. Nope. Imagine. You have back-breaking work, and someone offers you a job to have easier, and you say, no, I don't want that. I want to continue schlepping and shvedder labor, hard labor, and all that. Why? Because this way can trachten Torah. So thinking over your Torah that you learned is very important. Anyway, so that what I'm getting at is the point is that an elder chassid, an older chassid, is a very important thing because it gives you a surah, it gives you a picture. I remember Mendel's Tammuz, Mendel. So I told you about that camcorder way back in Farbrengen. And Mendel was my house. He was a very smart man. He was a pikach, he was streetwise. Besides everything else, he was a smart man. He calls me up. He says, Dolphin. He didn't say Rabbi Dolphin, Reb Dolphin. He said, Dolphin. Ich will kommen. He knew me from Los Angeles, from the yeshiva, when I was a buffer in the Shliach in L.A. Like Shocha. So he says, Dolphin, ich will kommen einstehen bei dir mit Dreitschik, mit Shmuldova Dreitschik, für eine Nacht. I said, I told my wife, we had, this was, I think we had 1 or 2 babies, we had 4-day balabata, we had 4 bedrooms to do a futzah. I'm going to have such a siddur in my house. It's a yomtiv. You don't say, I don't have food. Who's going to clean the beds? Of course! Then you start cleaning the beds. So, Reb Mendel calls me. So I say, Fetter, he's our uncle. He says, Fetter, excuse me, but I was with the comment. Every year you come to San Francisco, they would come, Rabbi Reichik, they would come once a year to San Francisco for 1 day. In the morning and the evening they would leave. They wouldn't even stay over because there weren't too many people to go ask money for. Well, a few Polish, Charlie Glass, and a few other, Stetzinner, and Nachapor, Paul Babich, who learned Taka with Reichik and the Chevre in Totsk. But in a few hours you could finish and get on the plane back to San Francisco. It's an hour ride from San Francisco to Los Angeles, less than an hour. Anyway, so I just asked him, every year you come, you never ask me to stay. I was there 8 years. Then I went to LA for 4 years. Anyway, so he asks me why I asked him if I was going to come. He said, he's like, I'll satisfy you nefesh abamis, behemoth. You have to know. You have to know why. says, I have a sister. He had two sisters, Golda Shamtov and Bracha Serebransky. And there was Hendel and Mendel, 4 children. Menachem Mendel Serebransky, the son of Chaim Serebransky, no, Menachem Mendel Futterfass, the son of Chaim Futterfass, had 4 children. And at the 4th child, he died in childbirth, i.e. Mendel Futterfass, whose name Menachem Mendel ben Menachem Mendel. Same name, right? So he says, Bracha, my wife's grandmother. He says, sie nudged me coming in Australia. She lived in Australia. There was all, when people started the community there, the Lavash community. They never sent 5 Hasidim, Altois, Gurevich, and she nudges me to come. I told you how they were very, very friendly, the Sheptovs and the Futterfat, etc. They were like, there was this Brudershap, this family, very tight, like I told you before. So, Avremel's mother was Golda Sheptov, and she was a sister to Bracha, who was my wife's grandma, and they had 2 brothers, Mendel Futterfass and Hendel Futterfass, Hendel Lieberman, the artist. So he says, she bothers me and nudges me to come to Melbourne. And then he tells me, Geld hab ich nicht. Money I don't have. Alt bin ich. Old I am. I'm old and a tired old man. Koyach hab ich nicht. I have no koyach. Aber getracht, ich will jetzt sein und gehen zu meiner Schwester's eine Kuh. I'll be Yitzhak for my sister by going to her granddaughter, which is your wife, and that's why I'm asking to come for you for a night. Good answer, huh? So he comes, and I can tell you a lot about that. One day, learned so much just being around these people.
Why did he bring Shaddai?
Shaddai, yeah, the Shaddai, yeah.
Why did he bring him?
What?
Why did he bring him?
They went together.
They went together. They went to Detroit and Philly. They went around raising money for the yeshiva in Eretz. And by the way, I always thought that he gave the money to Matel Kazlina. They were raising money for Matel Kazlina's yeshiva in Chabad. Really? Berel Futterfass told me in the last 10, 15 years that his father, no. This was Mendel Futterfass. This is the Rosh Chassidim. He gave the money to the Rebbe. He didn't give it to Matel Kazlina. He gave it to some Rebbe. And he said, the Rebbe, he didn't say it himself, he said, you know what to do with the money. You want to give it to Matel? Give it to Matel. Because they complained. Later on, they had complaints. The Kfar Chabad said, Mendel, you're mashpia in Kfar Chabad. We don't have sidewalks. We need plumbing. We need this. Give us some of the money from fundraising. So Mendel said, I'll fig. You get a fig for me. What are you saying? The money is not my money. The money is the Rebbe's money. My Shver told me this once. My Shver said, Chaim said to me, Len ze chais wie zu geben meimet. I said, Shver, what do you mean? How do you give meimet from Rebbe? He says, we get some Rebbe, and out, he says, my Vetter Mendel Futterfass, that's the way he raised money in Rusland. He didn't raised the money and he decided where the money should go. He gave it over either to Nissen Nemanov or to Yoina Paltova, Yoina Khan, whoever was in charge over there, and they decided, because they were in charge of Tem Tekmini. And they were by the Rebbe. So with the Rebbe, Mendel didn't give the money directly to Matel Kazlina, even though he was raising money for Matel's yeshiva. He gave the money to Rebbe. That's what Berel told me. And the Rebbe decides. And he told the Chabad in Kfar Chabad, you have a tiny, right to the Rebbe. It's his money. Not my money, it's his money. Anyway, so the Mendel was there together with Shmuel David. And Shachris, or Shachris, they didn't have a minyan those days, every day. I had a Sefer Torah because we made a minyan in my house on Monday and Thursday. So we had Shabbos. I had a Sefer Torah. And the Mendel said to me a word, which is on the video, many of you probably can see it or don't know, which is good knowing. That Mendel's book, so it's only Shmuel David Reitschik, that Mendel for the myself, three bar mitzvahs, right? So he says to me, let us daven together. I say to Mendel, it's convenient, I mean, because it's a zusammen, but like, well, what's the, he says, you have to Shmulitcher. Who Shmulitcher? Shmulitcher Reitzes. The father of Yosel Reitzes. The Rebbe called him by Farbrengen once, Rashi Reitzes. Reb Shmuel Yitzchak. Shmulitcher Reitzes. The Rebbe is Mercedes, the Rebbe Rashab, but the Zog Shmuel Yitzchak, Rashasi went to the colonies, to raise money for the yeshiva, to raise money. And as the Shoben came minion, you need a place in a colony, you don't have a minion. Those the daven l'chol apochas mitamezun. Daven are pleased with me. Tells me daven. Talk over we don't have 10 people, but it's used as Reisig is so funny. It's Reisig is da. Du bist da, und ich bin kam da. Reisig is here. It looks like he's half asleep, right? And he wasn't. Right? Reisig is da. And du bist da. And I'm barely here. There's three of us. Daven zusammen. He said to something, and then I said, really? I remember he said to me, I said, well, Inge had for Shmulitcher. And the Rebbe did this up. I remember he said with such stolzkeit, such strength. The Rebbe did this up. The Rashab told Shmulitcher, make sure to daven with 3 people. You can't get 10, 3. Anyway, so he sits down. First of all, I saw what I heard from Ashpiyam, and you read in the Sikhs. I saw with my own eyes. So it's he's down. He puts his talus on his back, on his right, and he starts like going back and forth. I had that image, but I never really saw it. I didn't see it by the Yoel, I didn't see it by Melech, and I didn't see it by this and that. I'm just saying I didn't see it. I saw it like,
Here it is.
Here it is. The palace, it sits, he gives a walk here, a walk there, it stops, he thinks. It was just real. Makes the bracha. Puts on the bracha, every word says the bracha. Puts on the palace. Okay. And he sits down, and then he starts saying the important, carbonis and whatever. There's a late film. And I walk in with my camcorder. Can you imagine I walk from such a Maisel over there? Didn't have a tripod, but this big thing, I put it on the table, facing it. But I told you, it's like, he looks at me, to get to the point, he looks at me, he says, "Down!" And he said it with such a, "Dolphin!" And the school, "I come back!" My house. Dolphin, you take this away right away. And I say to him, Vetter, ich nehme it. I didn't say it that way. I said, Vetter, ich nehme es nicht weg. Uncle, I'm not taking it away. And he looks at me, and I thought he's going to eat me up. He says, "Was nicht?" I'm telling you, I remember like now. He says, "Why not? Why not?" And he says it with a bass cut, he's upset. And these were my words. And I said to him, "Weil ich will meine Kinder in 20 Jahren von jetzt sollen sein achsidische Jid." I want my kids from 20 years from now to see a Hasidic Yid. He didn't give up. He heard my answer loud and clear. He continued. He says, "Sie sollen sein im Leben." Tafshin Memtes. I said, "I'll see the Shiyid." They don't send them Rebbe. They'll see the Rebbe. And my answer was, Mendel, a Rebbe is ein Sach und a Chassid is a zweite Sach. I had the chutzpah to say that. You can say another word and he let me video him. But that's how you have the video. Ma'isa shahoya kahoya. There is the Rebbe. And then there's a secret. And you need both. You need both. I don't care who, you need both. Those are your head from the biggest chassid. The video is not even online. They stole my video, they put it online. And I said, go, do whatever you want. Go online, you'll see it. You're not allowed to go online, sorry.
Which line should they go on?
I don't know, it's online. You look for Mental Foot and you'll see it. Which line? Very good. Which line should you go at? The line for Chassidus, the line for Chassidus. Anyway, 20 years from Tavshin Memtes. One day I wake up and I say to myself, I'm already in Brooklyn, Borough Park, I say, I have this video. It's time to, I just remind one day, why is this laying around? It's a gold mine. I take it out and I said, let's get into production and let people benefit from it. It was 20 years from when I said to the Mendel, play the Saper, I want my children to see a Chassidus Shehid in 20 years from now. Ashkelcha brothers. I'll tell you a secret. That's it. I have something. I hope I have something in my boxes. I let Chevy go into my boxes. I'm not the type. You want? Fine. Just tell me what you found so I can also have it. Chevy came over to my house and they looked through my archives, my boxes, and I had a video of Rebbe Kechain saying Tilling Tovshin Memtes Binyanei Huma by the Siyum Rambam. Chevra, if you saw that, what I saw, and I took my big dingy, big camera again, I put it at Yisrael and I videoed him from the stands over there in Binyanei Huma. Rebbe Kechain, I like Rebbe Kechain. I wish I would have known him better. He said a kapitel Tilling before they started the Siyum Rambam. You would melt from one little kapitel. Remember, did you ever hear someone say a kapitel Tilling like that? A Lubavitcher, not a misnagid, not a person that's looking for ego. A Lubavitcher, every word. I had that on video. I caught it on video. I don't know what it is. But to see a chassid like that. So here you have chassidim. You have older chassidim. They're older than you. You need to look up to them. You need to ask them. Farbrengen, tell us. And I'm sure they do, but more and more and more. All of them. Whoever it's whoever it is. Was ist the gesehen? Was ist the gehört? What did you see? What did you hear? That's how you develop. That's how you grow. Then your appreciation for Rebbe is so much more. Sure, you can get it from place. You see a gem video, all kinds of videos. Okay, but someone was at Allein gesehen, Allein gehört, and they, it's a different thing. Both are needed, and both are good. But the elder chassid, and in Lubavitch, this was a way that Lubavitch chassidim. The Pidya Korf told me. I remember once at the day, everyone's there, we danced. Because in 7/7, the upstairs starts early. Rapkin, mental Rapkin, he has yahrzeit, he gives us kiddush or tremendous kiddush, mashkin, headings, and food. The mamish, a ganze spread in the sukkah. I daven in that minyan. I daven early. So I daven in that minyan, and then we go in. And Hector's on the Chayim, Redden, Hansen, Farbrengen, whatever. Okay. All of a sudden, it's now 2 hours. It's not maybe 11, 12 o'clock. And who do I see? And I see the Pidya Korf. And I see this leader. Pidya Korf didn't wear yarmulke yechid. And I see a simchas day, he has a yarmulke. So I say to Pidya, I say to him, do each other. Who am I there? But I said, opinion. Was das heint? A ganze Jahr trocken, ich gehe hier Jameke, und sie gestehen, tut er an, I say, I mean, you know, chicken, so he answered me. Probably otherwise would say, kushel tachas, you know, go somewhere, you know what I mean? He would say, go fly a kite, you know. But he answered me, he says, you had to see him, he said. There's a certain Ayom Yom, I wish I would remember, I don't remember which Ayom Yom, that the Rebbe mentions in Ayom Yom after something about Kabbalah soil. And it's a Pashut Ayom Yom, like Pashut. It's like, what is, it doesn't seem like the Rebbe is being mechadish anything, he's being moist of something. Forget which Ayom Yom. This Bashas Betanz dort, no, it's up L'chaim, it's a Hulit, and a Freilich, and there's noise, it's a Gestera, you know. And I think he says to me, but you had to see them, he says. Ad the Ayom Yom meint, I'm going to have Kabbalah Seil to Chassidim. Kabbalah Seil Eberstein, Kabbalah Seil to Chassidim. And he says, Chassidim haben gelegt auf mir, der Kappel, they put on me this yarmulke, habe ich Kabbalah Seil auf Tanz mit der yarmulke. That's what he told me. And don't make, you know, this ganze Chont and Kishke from this, you know. Just take it and go. Don't build mountains and buildings and don't do that, because that's stupid. It's narrow. And you would be Pinya Korf or Chaim Serebransky, no problem. Put your yarmulke on and do whatever you want. But be a Chassidish. No, it's no problem. Be a Chassidish. Be a Chassidish. A real Chassidish. I'm not saying this chas v'sholom to belittle someone who's wearing yechi yarmulke. Chas v'sholom, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the Chassidishkeit. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Maybe I'm from a different day. Could be. I'll admit. But you know, and I'm telling you, Rabbi Yoel, my mashpia, people don't understand. You don't know who he was. You don't know who this man was. You really, and even his Talmidim mostly don't know who he was. You don't understand it. You really don't understand it. He was the biggest Mishachist. The biggest Mishachist. But in a different way, in a Yoel way. It's a different way. It's not the way of, okay, no problem. There was always said, Zalman Moshe, Yitzchak, Yedua. You heard of Zalman Moshe? I'm sure you heard. He was a wilde chassid. A very wild chassid. How do I know? Rabbi Rosenfeld, Avraham Rosenfeld told me that in Tafshin Zayin, Tafshin Ches, he was in Tel Aviv, he passed away Tafshin Beis, and when he took mashke, his mouth was, you wouldn't be next to him. Right? And Avraham Mayor, his son-in-law, speaks, and I have a whole collection of the, I call Ginzei Avraham, Ginzei Lubavitch, interviews with 6 Lubavitch Chassidim in Rebbe Rashab in Yiddish. It's a treasure. If you haven't heard of those that know Yiddish, you should make a business to listen to these tapes. Very important. Very, very important. A lot of important information. Anyway, so he says there, the guy asks him, the guy who, he says, was it this was Zalman Moshe, I schwere as a piece, but he spoke that way. He says, you have no idea what this man was. And he starts saying, you got up 3 in the morning. He learned to Wasser, he learned to see this, and then he went to the mikveh, and noch mit gedauert for 2-3 Stunden. Then he went to the shechita, and when did he eat? 4, 5 or 6 o'clock when he came home, he took something in his mouth. And you're complaining about Zalman Moshe's mouth. So he says, fort? He's still, does he gerät? So he said, gerät sich allein. So sein Nefesh Abamis. Gerät sich his Grobkeit. And the doctors, you know, he knocked it into himself. Mr. Behema. Anyway, so there was Zalman Moshe Farbrengen in Tel Aviv, and Chassidim, and everyone. Zalman Moshe was still older. Zalman Moshe was the older chassid. And they wrote to the Frierdiker Rebbe, the Baal HaYehuda, the Baal HaSimcha. brought to the Frierdiker Rebbe. We can't sit at the Farbrengen. What's going on here? First of all, he's laying it into us. Oh, but I say, good. He's like knocking us off our feet. Boom! Knockout. It's a KO. What do they call that? A knockout, right?
Yeah.
He's knocked out. Number two, what's coming out of his mouth, we can't sit here. Yeah, but Rabbi Abraham Rosenfeld knows this from Elder Simpson, Moscow. His father was Rabbi Elder Simpson. He told me this. He told him, wrote him a letter talking to Shazayan. You are to stop speaking this way. From the moment he got the letter from Rebbe, he shut his mouth. That's a chassid. And he's a chassid that, he might have even been older than the Frierdiker Rebbe. I don't remember now. Frierdiker Rebbe. Yeah, by he had a stroke. I don't know exactly. Maybe it's me pushing, I don't know. He stopped. Cold turkey. Stop. The Rebbe said, quiet. You're really taking it in. It's not the derech. The people can't handle it. It's not Ruslan. It's not Lubavitch. It's not Neville. You know, in Neville you can talk this way. In Lubavitch, in America, it don't go. In Tel Aviv, it don't go. Post-Holocaust, don't. Avram Paris, Yedua, he had the helicopters to spread out the tzedlach that the Rebbe's Mashiach in the Tipshim Chofs. Then, what came, he took back. Versteht yeah, versteht nicht. Believe me, Avram Paris, famous word. It's a good word to know. You should all get this word. Wer Mashiach is, weiß ich. Who Mashiach is, I know. The Beis HaMikdash habe ich noch nicht gesehen. I haven't seen yet the Beis HaMikdash, but who Mashiach is, I know. And Aval became this Avram Paris, who was a Chassidish Yid and an older Chassid, the Rebbe saw. So it's narrow to like box people in. You know, it's narrow to box people in. And I don't want to bring this down to, you know, these young. I want to talk about the clothes the ki'inya from an elder chassid. So if you're mashpia, if you're Rosh Yeshiva, if your elder chassid instructs you in a certain way, you have that Kabbalah Messiah. And if you don't feel it, discuss it with them. He can discuss it with you. He has no problem discussing it with you. And, you know, this is the closest Indian from being honest to being honest. Listen. I want to say certain things, but one of my daughters was meeting someone from a certain yeshiva. You'll probably figure it out. My daughter said, you know, she would like to have in the house an instrument to teach the children some music, bass. I forget what the instrument was. I forget, maybe a guitar, they teach. And the bacher was an upgrade. It was more Chassidish than her, and she was willing to rise to the occasion, right? To become more Chassidish. I mean, she's fine. I'm just saying, it was a more Chassidish bacher. And he gave her such a hard time because I would never allow such an instrument in the house. It was a musical instrument. So I asked the shadchan, I said, could you do me a favor? Find out from him, where is he getting his source? It was mamish. It was I don't know if it was a vine. It was a little. And he said, his Rosh Yeshiva, not going to go. Told him, his mashpia, Rosh Yeshiva, this is not acceptable. Okay. Now, the shidduch didn't happen for other, but the point is that if you're a Talmud Muvik, if you become a Talmud of a certain mashpia, a certain Rosh Yeshiva, a certain person, and you really believe that and you really work with it, come on! English get tinus. I have no tinus. I mean, in that case, I thought it was a little extreme, and here, you know, you had a good person who was willing to, but no, you were more narrow, and okay, no problem. So it's not, you know, like, oh, this is black and white. You know, the black and white is very, I don't know, maybe today all yeshivas are in black and white mode. I don't come from that world. I don't think Mendel Schusterman comes from that world. In our world, it wasn't a black and white world. It really wasn't. You know, we used to wear color shirts. And I'm not saying you should wear color shirts today, okay? But I'm just saying, like, you have more color shirts, and I don't want to go, you know, sports. I don't know what, you know, I'm saying, like, I went to high school. I went to Tannenbaum, Baruch Shalom was my, yes, Nachum Elkan was our principal, in Ocean Park, in the Lubavitch Yeshiva. Some of my Chavedim went, they had a whole day, Tannenbaum taught them Gemara and Girsa, and they didn't go to English. They never said you shouldn't go to English. They didn't go to English. My father, my grandmother, they were survivors, came to America, and they wanted we should, you know, how do they say? Dr. Rabina. My grandmother would say, hi, was a Dr. Rabina, a Dr. Rabbi. You'll be educated, you'll get a college degree, you'll be a rabbi. Dr. Rabina. So, we had in Ocean Parkway, the Rashab made, you know, Rashab made, you could have this, Ada made for the Lubavitch Yeshiva English, and then Rebbe said, well, whenever it was, you know, we should learn English. But anyway, no, Torah started, I'm not going to go into all the program now. But the Lubavitch had English. We had high school. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn like my Chavedim all day. I wanted to learn. What did I do? I learned during English. In class. Don't think that Rebbe was the only one who had under his papers, his book, a Gemara or Tanya. I had it also. I'm just telling you.
Also when they learn what they call them when they heard Gemara, they have a Tanya.
Anyway, whatever. I wasn't interested in English, and I was messing around, fooling around. You know, fooling around in the sense, not that I went to play ball or to, you know. I learned and to hide it. I remember it was like, and the teachers, Dalvin, what do you got under what do you got under your book over there? I said a Tanya, a Gemara, Mishnayos. What is that? Some of these people know, you know, Talmud, blah, 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 blah. Stop right now or get out of class. I wasn't cooperative, I didn't listen. So he went, the teacher, and he went to Rabbi Tannenbaum, not the our principal, Rabbi Lasker. Mr. Lasker was Yankel Hertz, the brother. And Tannenbaum called me. He really liked me, and I liked him. He says, Chaim, he says, listen. Herzchi. There's a Polish, tidy. So he says, Herzchi, listen. He says, Ich hab dir nicht gesucht, gain in English. I didn't tell you to go to English. But Haraya, the proof is, I made a class and I'm teaching some of your Chavedim Gemara in the afternoon, the Girsa. Aber, he says, aber, dein Tate wills us gaining English. Your father wants you to go to English. That's the gain. You gotta go because it's kibbud aveim. And at the gay shine. And if you're going, that's design. I'm Mitsuyan. You gotta be an A student. Rabbi Tannenbaum, this little short man, was an Ovid and a maskil and a Talmud Chochem and a Buddha Rebbe by the Rebbe the Kias. Tired Yid. Tells Chaim Dalfin as a 15-year-old, if you're going to high school, not only you better do what they tell you, the teachers, you better get A's, not C's and F's and D's, an A. And I changed my whole attitude. I changed my whole attitude from that one conversation. So, why? Because I loved Rabbi Tenenbaum? I did love him. But it's because I respected him. When you respect a person, you listen. So respect your elders. You have elders. Learn from your elders. Have them tell you what Lubavitch is, what Chabad is, what Chassidus is, what Mashiach is, what Rebbe is, what a Farbrengen is, everything together. And then you will grow and grow and grow, and you become a Chassidus Shehid, a Chassidus Shebocher, Chassidus Shehid, Shliach, Ishki Shliach, that old bunch of nonsense. You'll be a Chassidus Shehid. Maybe we should make a group there, Chassidus Shehid. Put them on the Merkez list. Chassidus Shehid. Let's get a group called Hasidic Jews, real Chassidim. Anyway, there used to be a Shabbaton. Very significant. Big signs. My daughters told me, Shabbos or Shavua Shekula Shlichus. Then there was a Shabbaton, Shabbos Shekula Mashiach. Very good. I asked a question. Where's the Shabbaton? Shabbos Shekula Avodah. Fair game. Shabbos Shekula Mashiach. Shabbos Shekula Shlichus. What about Shabbos Shekula Avodah? No.
Dark.
What? What'd you say? No, what's the Dark Station? The Dark Station. Who said the Dark Station? Why?
No, an expression.
What?
I was just expressing. I'm not sure. I'm not saying like. I'm not coming. I'm not attacking.
It's all right. You could attack them. Say, what's the name of the Dark Station? The Dark Station.
Whatever.
Don't, Rabbi, Zogstep is machst an Fiche, and you don't explain to the Fiche. Say what it is. Anyway, it's not. You're reading. I think you're reading wrong. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to go this way. Okay. L'chaim. I'm going to be Messiah now. If I tell you everything tonight, you won't bring it back again. Okay. And so be it. But Revach, I got to get up early tomorrow, have a shear, an interview. give me some slack.
And you have an archives there.
And the archives, if I get Weitzes over there, I'm looking anytime I'm trying to find Chabad, Lubavitch, Schneerson, Rebbe, Fogelman, Sharfstein, Kalmanson, whatever I can find. A lot of work. I'm finding things. Yeah, Baruch Hashem. I'm not even looking. I'm finding it, and I have them to scan it and send it to me on the email when I get back to New York. I'm pushing. I don't have the time. I want to spend my time gathering. Then later I'll look. Not again. Let me. Thousands, tens of thousands, 100,000 pages of this. And some of this, there's a Shmuel Klatsky, Shmuel. So I spoke to Shmuel, said big standing, So Shmuel told me, he wrote to me today that he said, look for this, look for that. He says, because there was a guy, his name now had to do with coming to citizenship, coming to America. So I have to take out the file. It's hundreds of boxes. I didn't take. They give you like pages of what they have in the boxes. 20, 30 pages. That means the guy has hundreds of boxes. Oops, I start looking for Schneers. No Schneers. I look for the other name. But this is what Klatsman said. Klatsman's not here. Probably he saw it once. So it's. They have a digitized, but not the names in the files. No. I found today Herbert Wiener. Herbert Wiener, you guys should know, was a Reformed rabbi in South Orange, New Jersey, or Maplewood, and he became a Lubavitcher. He became a chassid from Rebbe. Yeah, I have statistics, but that led him Mama, she had conferences of the Vipno, Sholem, place Bogamilsky, Moshe Herzl, with all the Chevra over there in New Jersey. And he wrote to the Rebbe, got correspondence, right? So I have that correspondence. The Chevra, we have that. That's not a lot of that. So I took the whole file. I didn't even check thin paper between him, the Rebbe, and Chassidus. I took it, copy it all. You know, I imagine that there's more than what I've had till now. And also I'll see what he wrote to the Rebbe. So if you want to really understand the Rebbe's letter, you have his letter to the Rebbe. But you know, so Herbert Wiener, I recognize the name. I think I interviewed him. Yeah, I did interview him years ago. So Herbert Wiener, but saying there are other people, you're talking about people from there are people there from 1910, 1920, 1930, 1940. And there's an oyser, there's a big oyser, you know. So it's a big job, whatever. You do what you can. You do what you can, and if the Eibishter wants you to see something, you're going to open it up. I open up the day I told Rabbi Afson, I come across a letter from Rabbi Cook, Rabbi Yitzchak Cook from 1933, original Sav. I bet you can sell them for $5,000 on the market today. I could have easily put it in my pocket, I promise you. No one would know. There's no metal detector. Chas v'sholom. And I told the guy, I told the archivist, I said, how you protect your things? And there was an Israeli professor there, it wasn't too much of a frummer, you know, far from it. You know, he says, we're honest, we're researching. I said, you're right, but the archives are, this program's open for us researchers, but it's really also, she says to me that she wants more Chabadniks to come. You know, so every person that wants, whoever can come in with an appointment. And who do you know who you get? People, and you should know that this is a big business. And we're going off on a tangent here. It's not about Farbrengen. But people do this regularly in Brooklyn and in Muncie and in Lakewood and there's Israel. Yeah, this is, you know, told me their bar mitzvah letter. I forget who about it. You saw it on the auction block. His letter. He calls up a person. He says, "It's me." I says, "Okay, so it's you. It's give me my letter. Pay $1,000." Obviously gave away the letter. And I spoke to some Talmidei Chachamim. They have, it's not Geneva necessarily. You're the Talmud Chacham, it's not so simple. I thought, you know, this is Geneva, Lav Dafka. And then a letter to you that the Rebbe wrote, and someone's selling it for $1,000. And you know who it is, and he ain't giving you the letter. What are you going to do? This is it's a big business today, you know. The bottom line is keep your letters. Those letters you put in Tikkus Kodesh, they're worth a lot of money. And you put a letter in Tikkus Kodesh that tells you to go place here and there, and you go and you matzliach this way and that way. That's ksaf. That's a letter. That's a letter. Anyway, they would helping that Paris Kitchen we will get out of this mess. There's no question about it. The Eibishter is good, and the Rebbe is good, and it's good. It's good. I can be better. No, the Eibishter knows that too. So it's good. It'll be better, and we go with positivity, and we go with objectivity. And then when you say Krish B'Shalamita, then you can cry your heart out. And if you feel you need to, you know, it's all right. It's all right. You get out there and here sometimes. It ain't the end of the world. Ayah's up and got the Shom Shabbos and 2 hours later. No. It's all right. I think we do. You think we don't. And we need to Farbrengen about this Nakuda another time. And
The Shabbos.
the Shabbos,
Shabbos
Shabbos Kula. Hey, I'm all about koyach. Nissen. I heard this from Fitcher Peasant, and Fitcher told me that Nissen, when he came and he was the daven barichas, and the afternoon he would come and go lay down. And his Pashut Begashmias ausgemacht. And the girl once came to him, the girl would walk over to him, and he'd stay by his son-in-law, by Peasant, like I showed that Peasant, son-in-law. And he would come and Rabbi said, this was when Rabbi was mashpia, she was getting back for the Bab's yeshiva for you guy, your guy for high school, from the Sifta. So the girl said to Rabbi, this good Farbrengen for the Bocher. Rabbi said, Tov, was mit Chabad nicht, käme nicht Farbrengen. So he's having an issue with Shabbos, Kuli Avodah. Listen, Nemanov, I guess you'll have to argue with him, he's a little older than that. And if Listen, Nemanov says, I do it because he would run around the night raising money for Brumah, the yeshiva. The Bailey was knocked out. Bailey was daven to feed our Gosoi in the morning the way he should daven. I told us, my daven, we should have a no? Find you such a Jew today that really feels that he can't Farbrengen because he didn't daven. Anyway, yeah.
Lights out.
What's the yitzhak? Let's say you don't. You say, well,
Connect yourself with Rabbi Shustin.
I don't know.
Shustim is his brother from Carl Springs.
What?
Shustim is his brother from Carl Springs. No, Mendling. No, Mendel's not here. Mendel. Mendel, see the sheep, you left already. Why don't you guys know Jim? You go to his house. You knock on the door. You wake him up, but you don't. You knock on the door, let you in. What's the problem? You don't got guts? What? Open the door. You keep on knocking. He'll have to open the door. What's his?
Shiloh, welcome to know what's the say line because what's the yitzhak foil? What's
this whole thing, you can pay. It's a pay, that's all. Again, making these. You're not going to get that from me, maybe from the guys here. Not from me. I'm not a Rebbe. A Rebbe is a teacher. I'm not a Rebbe. I'm trying to be a chassid. If you didn't get, what time is it? I have no idea. What time is it?
Doesn't matter.
11:30, but you're lying. It's not 11:30. It must be 1 in the morning.
I think it's probably the longest thing.
2 in the morning. I can't believe it. So I was born at 12 o'clock. I have to get so early. Anyway, listen. If sitting here from 10 to 2, 4 hours, and you can ask a question, what's the Yitzhak Poel? There's a Schwanz, aber a greaser Schwanz. That's not a Schwanz. You know, the guy said, what's greater than being a tippish? About a tippish. There's a Schwanz and there's a greaser Schwanz. How can you ask your question? It's right. Taste what's the chilek between a Schwanz and a greaser Schwanz? Come on. You need a good Farbrengen, a braza, good Farbrengen. It's like,
Just getting started.
don't listen, Kevin. Don't make chassidus and the baggage formalities. It's the worst thing. This is not brisk. This isn't Ponovich. This is Chabad. It doesn't work that way. There's no formalities here. You want to get up on a table now and dance without your socks? Dance. You want to make a kula, make a kula. You want to brech. You know, this is not the formalities here. Can't boy. Now we're going to cry. Now we're going to dance. Now we're going to be Hasidic. Lubavitch. Maybe, you know, you guys are youngsters and I'm an old man already. My Lubavitch is not this Lubavitch. I didn't see this by Rebbe. The Rebbe wasn't this way. The Rebbe isn't this way. The Rebbe, in the middle of Farbrengen, he says, turn your heart upside down. He goes like this. Is that normal? I'm asking you, is that normal?
Not really.
Exactly. But that's Lubavitch. It doesn't have to be normal. The Rebbe saw that with Mila, you have to turn your hat like this. He tells us, you behemoths, turn your hat like this. The guy says, what? He tells every man to go show him the yeshiva. You're wearing socks that have to match your tie. Every man, you know what a mental was? A chayzer by the Farbrengen Rebbe. One of the 2, 3, him and mental Tannenbaum were the chassidim that saw the Rebbe should be the next Rebbe. Reb Yoel told me that. They told Reb Yoel, who told me that du was gehört from Farbrengen Rebbe, was gesagt wegen Rebbe, and they didn't say what. Und du verstanden hast, was darf sein Rebbe. Touching you. And the Rebbe goes and gives Muslim, excuse me, to the Mentlik why his socks are the same color as his shirt. I mean, think about any normal Rosh Yeshiva. Any chassid of any kleine verstunkene Rebbe, you know, he would say, you're not getting a dime from me anymore, I ain't coming to see you anymore. And the Mentlik looked at it. So our whole system is a different system. So please, don't squash Lubavitch. Don't, because again, maybe you guys have a new Lubavitch. I don't know, but the Lubavitch that we grew up with and we saw and we lived with was no formalities. So what's the hira? What you find the hira? You need me to tell you the hira? For you, it's one hira. For your Chabad with the red hair, it's another hira. And for the other Chabad, it's another hira. I ain't singing to the song that you want to sing to, you know.
Put another quarter.
Put another quarter, exactly. You know, maybe a dime. You know, and you'll get another song. It doesn't. Reb Yoel Farbrengen with us in yeshiva. As a young bacher in Farbrengen in Ocean Parkway, Yutas Kismet, all night. We were supposed to leave at 11, 12. We were young, your age, right? Started at 8 o'clock. But some of us went upstairs to the dorm and then came down a half an hour later when the mashgiach left already, and we stayed on till 3, 4, 5 in the morning. All night. It was Farbrengen's Inkamoy, all night. He took mashke and he spoke and he cried and he went to the bathroom to pish. You know, it was get that off the tape. Anyway, and he really, I can't put that. They're gonna. This goes on YouTube. They're gonna say you're disgusting. Anyway, what'd you say? Anyway, if I bring the all night, you think any one of us, and I'm not far from it, you know, but the concept. Any of us said to Reb Yoel, what's the hero of the Farbrengen? You got what's it? You gotta be kidding, right? It's like, or Shabbos Shukula Way, Never would I say to a mashpia, to a visiting rabbi, to a visiting shvantz, to a visiting yud, who comes, you know, Shabbos Shekula Avoida, you're off your rocker. That hurts. And I'm not, believe me, I'm not offended, I promise you. I tell everyone I have a hard hat. Believe me, you can hit me a lot on my head, because I ain't budging much. Up from Sveiten's side, it's like the whole sheet of the whole, if you're by a Farbrengen, and listen, this is just the beginning of it, right? I'm not continuing now, I'm saying, This is garnished. This is garnished. A Farbrengen is till the morning, or well, it's not till it is until you're moved. You're really moved, not just I'm moved. You're moved. But of course, and they're looking at me like a spectator. It's spectator sports. You know, they got the Cincinnati Reds and the Cincinnati Bengals and New York Yankees and this guy and this and this. And you're looking, oh, what is he doing? How is he batting? How is he throwing, right? Get involved. Never Mr. Brumfin, Singanigin, Machatans, Machakula, you know. Get involved. Thank you. So I need to get the stuff from the office. Yeah. Finish Levana. I can still finish Levana outside, but I need to get home.
It's coming in 5 minutes.
Yeah, with the college students over there. There's no one around there either. There should go in. I'm invited. Wait till I'm sure in the belt.
You guys have an office?
Yes, I have their my phone and a book and something else there.
Okay.
Yes. What's the rush? Be maximum 4 minutes. Okay. No, sing. Take the day love.
Take the day love, take the day love, ay, 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 take the day love, take the day love, take the day love, ay, 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 take the day love, take the day love, ay, 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 take the day love, ay, ay, ay,
Grazie.